And ladies and gentlemen, once again, my name is Greg Young, and I'm coming to you live one more time from Davenport, Florida, with my morning life wake ups this morning. And this morning, I want to talk about a topic, and it is the changes the changes that we go through in life. And we go through a lot of changes in life. A lot of people have to deal with a lot of changes in life, and they tend to, make us make good or bad decisions. And the first change in life that we're going to talk about is failure. Because everybody in life, at some point in life, there was something that they strived out to do, and they failed, and they didn't do too good at it, or whatever the case may be, they probably didn't give their all to it, or whatever the case may have been for them to fail. But what we must always realize in life, we be faced with these certain challenges, and failure is one of them. And when you're faced with the challenge of failure, you must realize that in life, in everything that you do, failure is going to be a part of it in some kind of way. You're going to fail in something in life. You're not going to fail on everything that you do, but somewhere in life, you're going to fail. And when you fail in something in life, you just have to treat that as a learning experience for you to, analyze your decision as to why you failed and what could have led you to that particular failure in life that you experienced at that particular time within whatever it was that you was trying to, accomplish. And you got to let that failure be a lesson. Don't let it be a stressing. Let that failure be a lesson that'll turn into a blessing. Don't allow your failures in life that you go through, when you're faced with the challenge of failure in life, don't allow it to stop you from going to your next destination in life, from believing in yourself, from becoming who you want to be in life and who you feel like you should be in life. You have to be strong and steadfast and unmovable. So when you fail in life, when that challenge of failure happens in your life, you just have to realize that, hey, next time I'm going to look at it from a different point of view. I'm going to try harder next time. I'm going to realize where my mistakes was in this particular situation. And the next time around, I'm going to make a better decision than I did the last time. I'm going to be, more cautious. I'm going to take different avenues. And that's why, when you're faced with the challenge of failure, you cannot let failure define who you are and give up on whatever it is you're trying to accomplish. Because you got to realize you can accomplish it if you put your mind to it, if you try to do your best, strive to do your best at whatever it is you're trying to do. Even though you fail, let it be a lesson, and the next time around, do it different, and you will succeed. And that's one of the greater challenges that we face in life is failure, because a lot of people don't like to fail in life. A lot of people like to be in a position in life to where, things always go right. But you got to remember, in life, nothing is going to always go right. In your at some point in life, in your lifetime, you're going to fail at some of the things that you strive to do. But that doesn't necessarily mean that you need to give up. You don't need to give up. There's no need for you to give up. You have to be at a position in your life to where you believe that you are able to do what it takes to get to that next level and overcome that failure in your life to where you failed and you didn't do good in this situation, and do it different the next time around. And the next challenge in life that we face is establishing your morals and your compass. Now, when you establish your morals and your compass, everybody knows right from wrong. But a lot of times we get caught in compromised positions to where, it makes us go beyond, our morals of doing right from wrong. And sometimes we make decisions and we don't make the right decision, and it turns out to be the wrong decision. But you have to be able to establish your morals and your compass, and right from wrong. And when you know right from wrong, even though it's a challenge, for you each and every day to keep moving on and keep doing the right thing, you have to always do the right thing. You have to always have your morals and your compass within your life, as of who you are. You have to be a man of your word. You have to do what you say. You have to be the creator of your own story, your own destination, your own passion, your own dream. But the only way you can do that is that you have to establish your morals and your compass, and that is establishing, who you are in life, your purpose, and how you stand, and stand firm on what you believe. Good morning, Liesl. Thank you for stopping by. That's how you establish your morals and your compass, when you're faced with that challenge, because that can be a deep challenge sometimes, because you can get yourself caught in a compromised position, but you got to always be able to establish your morals and your compass and know what you stand for, and be strong for what you stand for, and don't allow nobody else to tempt your morals and your compass and your belief in yourself and how to stand for right and wrong. And don't allow nobody to tempt you to do something wrong when you know it's wrong, even though you might be in a compromised position. But sometimes you have to find a way to get out of that compromised position that you may have found yourself in based upon the situation. You have to always be able to establish your morals and your compass. You always have to be, like that. You always have to believe in that. You always have to trust that you're going to establish your morals and your compass. And no matter what you're achieving in life, you always have to be honest. You always have to do things with integrity. You always have to do things with respect. That's establishing your morals and your compass. That's letting people know who you are and what you stand for, and you stand firm, and you're not going to allow nobody else to put you on a different path, to take you down the wrong path, to cause you to make a wrong decision, to where you compromise your morals and your compass in life, because you have to always stand fast on your morals and believe in your morals and have honesty and integrity within yourself in order for you to be respected. Because once you compromise your morals and your compass in life with those challenges, when you're faced with those challenges, you compromise yourself as a person. And now you lose your self-respect, your dignity. People lose all those things from you when you compromise your morals and your compass in life. And that's why you should always stand fast on your morals and your compass and your purpose in life, to where you're headed and where you're trying to go. You always want to be there. You always want to always be in a position to where you can take it to the next level. And that's how you do it, by establishing your morals and your compass in life. You know your purpose, you know where you want to go. And then the next one I'm going to talk about is masterminding your mind. A lot of times in life, we have to mastermind our mind, because a lot of things go on in life, and it causes our mind to doubt ourselves, that we can move on to the next level in life, to where we need to be in life. So a lot of times we have to mastermind our mind to believe that no matter what someone thinks about us, that we can achieve what we need to achieve. Because a lot of times we have doubts. Our mind gives us doubts, and it makes us, well, you know what, Greg, do you really think you can accomplish that? You have to be able to rise above those doubts in your mind and mastermind your mind and use your subconscious mind way of thinking, to where you can establish whatever you want out of life, to where you can have whatever you want out of life. But you have to mastermind your mind in order to be able to do that particular thing. And that's how you overcome that challenge of when you're having that conversation with your mind. When you see an opportunity and somebody shows it to you, and you and your mind is having a conversation of doubt, your mind is telling you, well, Greg, I don't know if you'll be successful at doing that. You have to mastermind that thought within your mind to say, hey, you know what? I'm going to take my chances, because I believe in myself that I can be successful, and I can become who I want to be in life. I can be that person in life that I want to be, that I'm supposed to be. I can live out my purpose in life. I can be strong. I can do all those things. I can succeed in this task that I'm doing. That's how you mastermind your mind, is within the belief system of your mind, is the masterminding system of your mind. If you have strong beliefs, then you're going to get strong results. But if you don't have strong beliefs within yourself, then you're not going to get strong results, and then you're not masterminding your mind to think on the highest capability that it is, because your mind has a high thinking capability pattern, but you just have to be able to tap into it in order to take your mind to that level to where you can see, that high capability pattern that your mind has going on. And once you can see that and you know that, now you can take yourself to the next level in life to where you want to be. But you can never get to the next level in life to where you want to be if you cannot mastermind your mind within your thinking pattern process in the way that you think when you make certain decisions in life. See, you have to realize that every decision that you make in life, it comes with a consequence. And that's how you mastermind your mind, is when you make sure that you're making the right decisions at all times, and try your best. We know nobody's perfect. There's going to be times in your life when you make decisions that's not going to be the right decision, but just learn from those mistakes when you make those decisions that's not the right decision, and then you'll be able to overcome that challenge that you face of masterminding your mind, because you'll be able to mastermind it, because you will be able to take your mind to a different level than the normal level to where it is right now. But you have to be able to mastermind it in order to get to that level. And you cannot mastermind your mind if you don't change your thinking pattern process, of the way that you think and the way that you absorb things, and your belief in yourself. Because your self-belief, your self-perseverance, your consistency within yourself is all those components that you need to mastermind your mind, to change your thinking pattern process, to be able to tap into your subconscious mind way of thinking. But you have to mastermind your mind through your thinking pattern process. And if it means create a change in the way that you think, because things is not working out the way it should because of your thinking pattern process, then that's what you have to do in order to mastermind your mind to a different level, to where you're able to do what you need to do to get to where you need to go in life. But you got to be able to mastermind your mind in order to get there. And that's what, when it comes to that obstacle in life of masterminding your mind, that's why it's such of a battle for so many people to mastermind their mind and make decisions to do the right thing, because they battle with their mind inside their head. Their mind, one side of their brain tells them to do it, the other side of their brain tells them not to do it, and they don't have the power of the subconscious mind way of thinking to tap into the yes. Because the way you mastermind your mind, you tap into the part of your brain that says yes all the time. No matter what you're trying to do, your brain always says yes. Your mind always says yes. Your mind always believes that you can accomplish this task that you set out to do, no matter how hard it is. And that's when you get to that next level, and you're able to overcome that challenge of being able to mastermind your mind, is through your thinking pattern process. But you have to change that thinking pattern process in order to master it. And in order to mastermind your mind, you have to go from a negative thinking pattern process to a positive thinking pattern process at all times. And you have to say yes and know and believe that whatever you set out to achieve, you can do it, and nothing's going to stop you from doing it. And now the last one I'm going to talk about this morning is the last challenge. And this challenge right here, I believe this is the most hardest challenge for anybody in life to deal with. And that's overcoming your story. And when you overcome your story, say for instance, like me, I grew up middle class family, didn't really have a lot, but I had enough. You know what I'm saying? My parents did what they had to do to take care of us. We didn't want for nothing. We wasn't rich, but we wasn't poor. It wasn't a day that we went without something that we didn't need, but I didn't grow up in a rich family. So therefore, by me growing up in a middle class family, I have a different story to tell. But I have to overcome that story. I cannot allow that story to stop me from moving on to the next destination. I cannot say because I didn't grow up rich, I will never be rich. I cannot say because my upbringing was not the best upbringing, but it was the best for me because my parents did all they could to provide for me in any kind of way, and they kept food on the table for me and my sisters and brothers and clothes on the back. We wasn't rich, but we wasn't poor. But I cannot say, based upon my upbringing, that I cannot be successful, that I cannot become a millionaire because it wasn't never a millionaire in my family. So that's overcoming your story. All the things that you went through in your past struggles, your past setbacks, and everything that you went through in life, and how you grew up, and what people said to you, and what people told you when you was growing up. That's overcoming your story. When you don't buy into what they say about you and allow them to stop you from moving on to the next destination in life where you want to be. You cannot allow somebody to tell you that you're not smart enough to be a millionaire if you want to be a millionaire. You can't do that. You cannot allow somebody to tell you that you cannot complete this particular task if completing that task is what's on your mind. You got to know how to overcome your story. And overcoming your story is a great challenge in people's life because people tend to feel bad about themselves judging from what they have went through in their past, and now they allow their past story to affect their future because their belief system is not where it needs to be. They don't believe in themselves in a high level. They don't believe that they can go out there and start a business and be successful because they don't have it within them. They have never overcame their story. They have always believed in what people have said about them. They have always taken other people's opinions and allowed other people's opinion to stop them from moving forward. And that's what I'm saying to you this morning in my morning life wake-ups is that you have to find a way to overcome your story because that's a challenge that people face because a lot of people cannot overcome their story because they cannot overcome their self. And what I mean by that, you can never overcome yourself within the things that you went through in your past and how you grew up, and now you believe because you grew up middle class, you got to stay middle class. You believe because you grew up not having everything that you want, you got to live that way for the rest of your life. But you don't have to. You have to overcome that story. You have to overcome that stinking thinking of you cannot have what you want out of life. You cannot be who you want to be in life. You have to overcome that story and go for what you want out of life and live your purpose that you're on this earth for and be a voice, for yourself and be heard and do what you need to do. That's how you overcome your story of your past because your past should never define your future. If you grew up, see, like me, I grew up in the country. We grew up, there was a thing called the wood heater. So we had to go out and we had to cut wood and to put it in the heater for heat. We didn't have, central heating and central cooling back then. We had on a wood stove. That's how we cooked. We cooked on wood stoves and electric stoves and stuff like that. But that was the country way of living. But all because I grew up in that country way, that doesn't mean that I got to live that away for the rest of my life. That's overcoming my story. I overcame my past and how I grew up to get to where I am today is because I accepted that I'm not going to stay the way I came up. I accepted that I'm not going to stay in the middle class income rank and bracket because I deserve more. And that's how you overcome your story. In order for you to get more, you got to believe that you deserve more. And then when you believe that you deserve more, then you will receive more. You will believe that you can receive more, and then you'll go out and achieve more. But if you never tell yourself you deserve more than what you had growing up, then you will never have more than what you had growing up because you will never be able to overcome your story. And you have to overcome your story when you're faced with these challenges in life of how you came up, A lot of people never get to the next level in life. They stay in the middle class or they stay in the poor class because of their mind. They believe, hey, I grew up middle class, I'm going to stay middle class. I grew up poor, I'm going to stay poor. Don't do that. Change your mind thinking pattern process and believe in yourself and know that you can have whatever you want. Believe, whatever the mind can conceive and believe it can achieve. You have to overcome your story of your past. You have to overcome all those things that people said about you growing up that told you that you wasn't going to amount to nothing. You wasn't going to be nothing. Those are the greater challenges that we face in life each and every day. There's always somebody that's always telling us what we can or cannot accomplish. But we got to overcome our story and be able to be steadfast and unmovable and believe that no matter what it is, if we want it bad enough, we can accomplish it. But you got to be able to overcome your story. You just can't sit back and waddle in your story. All because you grew up in middle class doesn't mean you have to stay in middle class. All because you grew up poor doesn't mean you have to stay poor. Those are just the mindsets that you adapt within your mind. If you change your mindset from being middle class, you become rich. If you change your mindset from being poor, you become rich. Whatever you conceive inside your mind and whatever you can use in visualization to picture that comes to your virtual reality picture inside of your head, it can always be brought to the physical form of reality in life. But you have to believe in yourself enough to go out there and do what it takes to accomplish it, to bring it forth. So don't allow what other people say about you define you. Those are challenges. Overcome your story. Don't believe because the way you grew up, that's the way you got to live for the rest of your life. Don't believe because your parents wasn't rich that you can't be rich. Don't believe because nobody in your family never bought a new house that you can't buy a new house. Don't believe that nobody in your family never bought a new car that you can't buy a new car, that you can't afford a new car. Believe in what you want, and if you can conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it and you can have it. But you first of all have to believe it and you have to conceive it. And that's how you overcome your story of your past, because your past is your past. That's the past life. You should never live in your past trying to create a future. Because when you live in your past trying to create a future, you got to overcome those things. You got to learn that because of the way you grew up should not define what you turn out to be in life today. Good morning, niece. Thank you for stopping by. So that's one of the greater challenges that we face in life, because a lot of people have a hard time of overcoming their story. They tend to doubt themselves because of how they grew up. They tend to doubt themselves because they didn't have everything that everybody else had. So now they feel like they're not good enough to have it now. Your past is your past, but your present is right now, and your future is what is to come. But if you have to distinguish how to overcome both of them, you have to, number one, overcome your past and how you grew up and what you went through growing up and all the obstacles you had to endure and conquer growing up to get to your present. And then once you get to your present, you overcome your present to get to your future. You always strive for better. You always believe that there's greatness inside of you. You always know that you can strive for better. You always know that you can be who you want to be. No matter what, no task is impossible for you to achieve if you want it bad enough. And if you can put it up here in your subconscious mind way of thinking and conceive it and believe it, you can achieve it. But you got to learn how to overcome your story. If you can never overcome your story, you can never tell another story. Because everybody has a story inside of them to tell, but they got to overcome their first story in order to get to their present story, in order to take it into their future story so they can write their book. That's just the way it is. That's a pattern. But you got to overcome those things in order to get to that level. So if you told yourself that you wanted to write a book, go write your book. What's stopping you from it? Overcome that fear of you not being able to believe that you can achieve these things in life, and face these challenges head on and overcome these challenges, because you can. We're faced with them in life each and every day, but we should not let the challenges that we face in life define who we are as a person and stop our destination as to where we want to go and what we want to accomplish out of life. We must realize that in life it's going to be faced with challenge each and every day that we wake up on this earth. We're going to deal with some type of challenge, whether it's a challenge of behavior, you know, governing ourselves to know how to behave so we can behave accordingly around people so people respect us. That's a challenge. But you cannot learn how to behave if you don't overcome your story of behavior. I'll say that again. You can't learn how to behave if you don't overcome your story of behavior. And what I mean by that is that you have to learn how to govern yourself accordingly in a respectful way, even though you may not have did it growing up and you may not know the first thing about how to do it, but all you got to do is try. If you try to change your behavior and your attitude and you really want to change and become someone else and create a better lifestyle than what you have right now, you can. But it all starts in here. You got to get it inside your mind. Once you get it inside your mind and you learn how to use your subconscious mind way of thinking, you become unstoppable as a person in life. But you cannot become unstoppable as a person in life if you don't first overcome your story. You got to be able to overcome all the things that's holding you back, all the heartache, all the pain, all the things that you have suffered and endured in life that has been a setback. Now it's time for your comeback. It's time for you to overcome your story and keep moving forward and be steadfast and unmovable and be strong and believe in yourself. That's how you overcome your story. Don't think negative thoughts. Think positive thoughts. Have a positive outlook on life each and every day that you wake up. Because if you keep a positive outlook on life, positivity comes to you. You ever heard of the saying that says you are what you eat? Well, I'm gonna change that saying and say you are what you think. Because what you think inside of your mind is what you become. If you think of being successful, you become successful because you don't stop until you become successful. If you think you're going to be a failure, you become a failure. You got to conceive what you want inside of your subconscious mind way of thinking in order to bring it to the virtual realm of a reality picture in a virtual realm and use it in visualization in your head, and then take that picture and bring it to the physical realization in life. And now you can live in the now of that situation because you believe, you conceived it, you believed it, and now you can achieve it. So that's how you overcome your story. Don't never let your past define your future. Don't let nobody tell you because you didn't get a high school diploma that you cannot build a business. I know a lot of people right now that don't have a high school diploma that have successful business. You know how they got them? They believed in themselves. They didn't allow what other people said about them to define them. So I'm saying to you this morning in my morning life wake ups, overcome your story. Whatever it is you want to accomplish, you want to be in life, go for it because you can. You can accomplish it if you want it bad enough. But if you keep feeling sorry for yourself and you're not able to overcome your story of your upbringing, then you're never going to get to your presence and you'll never get into your future and you'll never get to your destination in life to where you want to be. So you got to learn how to overcome your story. And that's why I believe that is the greatest challenge of all that everybody face on a daily basis, because they want people to look at them a certain type of way. But in order to be looked at a certain type of way and to be respected in a certain type of way, you got to carry yourself in that way. And the only way you can carry yourself with pride and dignity, you've got to overcome your story. If you're not able to overcome your story, and which is overcoming your story is your past life. Everything that you went through in your past life is over. You can't go back. Every mistake that you made in your past life, you made it. Move on forward from them. Don't let the mistakes stop you believing in yourself to where you can move on to your future, into your presence, into your future, so you can live the life that you deserve. Because everybody deserves to live a life according to how they want to. But it's up to you to realize what life you want, how you want to live it, and go for it. And that's the particular reason why, I spilled a little tea on me. But that's the particular reason why I touched on this overcoming your story more than I did all the other topics, because I feel like this is one of the greater challenges that we face each and every day, is being able to accept who we are. Because once you learn how to accept who you are as a person, then you can overcome your story. But the first thing is accepting you as a person and being able to let go of everything that went on in your past that's holding you back from your future. You got to be able to let go of it, because you cannot, at the end of the day, if you want to get to the next level in life, you can't take your past into your present. And you can't take your present into your future. Those are all different changing cycles in your life. And each cycle, when you reach them in your life, you have to change accordingly. When your past is gone, you can't go back. The mistakes you made in life in your past, you can't undo. But what you can do, you can learn from those mistakes and don't make those same mistakes twice. Let every mistake that you make in life be a learning lesson and not a stressing. That way it will turn into a blessing. I'll say that again. Let every mistake that you have made in life be a learning lesson and not a stressing. That way it will turn into a blessing, and now you can overcome your past and you can be who you want to be. You can create the lifestyle that you want, but it's up to you. But you got to, number one, you got to accept yourself for who you are, no matter what, for who you are right now, who you have become right now. But let me ask you this question. Have you become the person right now to where you can accept yourself and be satisfied with yourself and where you are right now in your present life? Or are you striving harder and harder each and every day to become a better person than you was yesterday? My answer to that, I'm striving harder and harder each and every day to become a better person than I was yesterday. Because I realize that each and every day that I grow, I can create more change in my life. And that's what I want you to realize. You got to grow continuously, and that's how you overcome your story. That's how you do it. That's overcoming your story. When you grow continuously, when you see continuously grow in your life each and every day on a daily basis, you know that you're overcoming your story. But you cannot overcome your story if you, number one, don't believe in yourself that you can. You got to believe in yourself that you can overcome your story in order to overcome it. And I'm here to tell you right now, I'm a living witness that the changing of my thinking pattern process of my mind allowed me to overcome my story of my past. But before I changed my thinking pattern process of my mind, I was always thinking about my past. I was always thinking about, oh man, I'm I don't have what it takes. The color of my skin, I'll never be able to become a millionaire. There's not that many black. I had stinking thinking of believing and selling myself short and talking myself out of my blessing by not believing that all I had to do is believe in myself, and then whatever I could conceive and believe, I could achieve. Once I started to believe that and I cut all that stinking thinking out, my life changed. My life escalated to a better way. I started to create more money coming in. I started to get away from a 9 to 5. My whole thinking pattern process and the way of me doing things in life changed. So I'm saying this to you. If you're not where you want to be in life, Ask yourself, have you overcame your story yet? And if your answer is no, then go back to your past and see what is it in your past that you're still dealing with in your future, that is holding you back in your present, that is holding you back from your future, and evaluate it and find a way to deal with it and overcome it so you can move on into your future. Because you can never get to your future, you can never get to your present to your future if you stay in the past. You can never get there. So you got to learn how to overcome your story, overcome the things, the heartaches, the pain, everything that you went through, and keep moving strong. But the only way you can do that is keep believing in yourself. Know that you can be who you want to be. You can become who you want to become. You can succeed in whatever you want to succeed in, because there's greatness inside of you, and you are powerful, and there's a giant that needs to be awakened, but you cannot awaken that giant that is inside of you if you don't find a way to overcome your story. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you all this morning for stopping by my Morning Life Wake Ups, and like I said, the challenges that we face in life, that we go through, we have to know how to overcome them. And I pray and I hope that what I've said today has been an inspiration to you to know how to go out there and overcome the challenges that you face in life, and to keep you moving on to a successful place in life, to where you want to be, to where you can be successful in the way that you want to, whatever type of success you want out of life. I don't know if it's physically, mentally, financially, but I do believe that you can accomplish it, but you first have to learn how to deal with these challenges in life that you deal with each and every day on a daily basis. So, but the best way I can tell you to deal with any challenge that you face in life and how to overcome your story is always have a positive mindset. Even when negative people come around you, find a way to turn a negative conversation into a positive conversation, and a negative person will leave away from you real quick. If a person comes around you and they're talking and speaking negative, and you start speaking positive, sooner or later they're going to disappear, or they're going to sit there and they're going to listen to a word you say. Because a person that is negative don't like to hear what a positive person has to say, because they don't want it to rub off on them to where they'll become positive, because they want to stay negative. That's just the way it is. But you just have to always find a way to turn a negative conversation into a positive conversation, and that's how you overcome the challenges that you face in life. So I'd like to thank each and every one of you all for stopping by my Morning Life Wake Ups this morning. And do me a favor, like, comment, and share on this video, and subscribe to my YouTube channel. I have a lot of great, messages on there, and inspiring messages for you. And I would just like, for you to just go on there and listen to them. Some days you may be feeling a certain type of way and need a pick-me-up. Go in there and check them out. I'll guarantee you they'll pick you up. And I just want to say thank you. I appreciate each and every one of you all that's been viewing me from day one, when I started these Morning Life Wake Ups. And it's been a truly inspiring inspiration to me, for me to know that people, are paying attention to what I'm saying, and they're taking and using what I'm saying on a daily basis to help them get through, life, the things that they face in life. And that's the reason why I made it my life series, because I feel like people need to be reconnected back with the things that could possibly hold them back in life, the challenges and all those other things that they face. So that's why I decided to do the life series. But like I say, once again, I thank each and every one of you all for stopping by my Morning Life Wake Ups this morning. And, I just want to say, God bless you all. God bless you all. Have a blessed day. And if you're going to work, out the house this morning, drive safe on the highway. Once you get to work safe. And if you're working from home, do it safe. Keep a positive attitude. That's what I challenge you to do this week. This whole week, I challenge you to keep a positive attitude and keep negative conversations away from you. And I guarantee you'll see how much better your week will be if you keep up the rest of your week this Wednesday, which is hump day. But the rest of your week will be if you allow to keep a positive attitude the rest of the week moving forward. So God bless you all. And I just want to let you know I love you, and God loves you too. So have a blessed day, and goodbye.